Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, and thank you for your interest in Spain. I am Mónica Sánchez. I am the director of the Spain Tourism Board in Singapore, and I am based in Singapore, but I am the director, for the whole Southeast Asia. I am also tourism counselor at the embassies of Spain in the 7 countries that are attending this workshop. And as I say, I am based in Singapore. I will give you some more information about the office and how we work a little bit later, as well as our contact information. We start today a series of 4 webinars. These webinars will be monthly. Today's presentation will be followed by webinars on October 14th, November 11th, and December 16th. So please make sure that you include us in your calendar. Now, for these webinars, we have joined forces with Mickey Travel, and Tim Dyer will be also updating us about their best itineraries in Spain, where your client satisfaction is guaranteed. With these webinars, we want you to travel through some of the most beautiful areas of Spain. We will discover places and attractions that are out of the most common tourism paths. We will give you tips and recommendations for your clients. We will visit hotels, learn where shopping is an experience. We will discover nature. We will see Spain through its gastronomy and flavors. You will learn the best way to move around Spain in an easy, affordable, and sustainable way. And we will end up in December with a walk around the city decorated for Christmas. Of course, we will give you information also about the requirements to enter Spain, as well as the best way to keep informed about the latest updates. So first, the first one of these webinars, we are really lucky. So, we have chosen to travel to 4 very well-known cities in Andalusia. They are called Andalusian Soul, and you will discover why. So let me introduce you to the presenters. They are right now in Spain. In Spain is right now 9:07 in the morning. So buenos días, España. In Málaga is Elena Pavlova. In Córdoba, Isa Calvache. In Granada, Daniel Galán. And in Seville, Diego Juárez. Gracias. Thank you for being here. And now before we start, I'm going to hand over to Tim Dyer from Mickey Travel. He will give you some information regarding quizzes, chat, and another important issue so the webinar runs smoothly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Monica. And hold on a moment whilst I just go to share my screen and bring you the presentation. Okay, hold on. Okay, everybody. So welcome to Mickey Travel and Tourism Spain Andalusian Soul webinar. As Monica mentioned, we have presenters today who are going to give us an exciting tour of Andalusia. And after that, we're going to have a presentation by myself on itineraries that we can include all of these beautiful places in. And finally, we will have a prize quiz. We have 4 prizes today, which I will tell you all about later on. So during this webinar, you're going to see on your screen that you have, let me see, you have a chat box, a Q&A, and a polls button, okay? So the Q&A is the best place for you to put your questions. When you put your questions, we shall give you the answers throughout the show, and this will be updated by our team or also by Monica, who may be able to answer for us. We will have a quiz at the end of the show, and this is where we can use the chat box because you can put your answers in there and essentially all of those things. And also, we really want you to take part in, and give us feedback because we really want to know more about you and what you think of Spain, whether you've traveled to Spain, whether you send travelers to Spain, and what you're going to do in the future. So we will be giving you a poll at the end so you can just do some quick fire answering of questions before the quiz. And just to let you know that all of the materials that we're showing today, we will bring and send to you after the event, okay? So why are we promoting Spain and Andalusia especially? Well, this is because we think this is a really a special place to explore and connect with amazing history, culture, and architecture. And it's a favorite hotspot destination that you must return to after COVID. We also know this is a place with a lot of vibrant passion, and it's a place to bring your dreams and spirit to life. So we really want you to come to Spain with your travelers and really experience Andalusia. And of course, COVID is now getting better. We're starting to see things improving, and we believe that the show must go on, okay? So please, without further ado, let me introduce the most amazing from Andalusia Soul, Diego Juarez, who is going to be bringing us, hang on a second, his beautiful presentation. Diego, how are you? You're on mute, sir.
Now, sorry. Thank you very much, Tim. Well, first of all, I'm going to share my presentation. Okay, I think that now you have on screen. Okay, we represent Andalusia, which is the south part of Spain, and we have 4 destinations: Córdoba, Granada, Malaga, and Sevilla. To make it quicker, we are going to present ourselves each time, everyone. So I'm from Sevilla. My name is Diego Juarez, and I hope that you enjoy this destination. First of all, I would like to tell you how to come to our destination. It's really easy because everybody knows the capital of Spain is Madrid. We also have Barcelona, which is on fashion, and they have direct flights to our destination. So normally with only one flight, you can arrive to our destination. But let me tell you that also inland Spain, the 3rd largest airport is in Malaga. And Malaga is one of the 4 destinations. And before COVID, we even had 19 million passengers. We also have international airport in Sevilla, Granada, and Córdoba. But remember that is another option that you could fly directly to Malaga. Once in Spain, why you should go to the 4 destinations? Because it's really easy. Because if you see on the screen, Sevilla to Córdoba, 1 hour, doesn't matter if you take the high-speed train, that remember is the fastest high-speed train in Europe. From Córdoba to Granada is nearly 2 hours, the same that Sevilla to Malaga. And from Malaga to Granada is again only 1 hour. Doesn't matter if you go by train or by coach, but it's going to be between 1 or 2 hours maximum. So we are very close, and we offer many things that you are going to enjoy. We are going to start with one of the World Heritage buildings that we have, and it is my gorgeous teammate from Córdoba, Isabel, who is going to tell you.
Hi everyone, greetings from Córdoba. We propose today a full immersion on UNESCO World Heritage. Did you know we have 10 World Heritage sites in all 4 destinations? Let me mention what we have in Córdoba. So for a start, we have the Great Mosque, an amazing building. It was built in the 8th century, and it shows the power of Muslim government in Al-Andalus period. Then we have a historic center, also declared heritage site in 1994. Consequently, 2012, we have a patio festival. It is 2 weeks in the month of May, where all the city, the historic city, is full of flowers that you can enjoy. And finally, in 2018, we had the city palace of Madinat al-Sahara. It is a Muslim city palace, and visits in the evening are available, as you can see in your slide, Diego. Can we see the next slide? Here we are. That is our city palace of Madinat al-Sahara. It was built in 10th century, and you can enjoy both visits day and evening. Also for the Great Mosque, evening visits are also available. So what can we tell about beautiful Granada, Danny?
Thank you, Isa. Hi, everyone. I'm Daniel Galan, and good afternoon, Asia. I'm calling from Granada, and this is we have in Granada 2 World Heritage sites. This is the most important, the Alhambra. You've already seen it on the background of our colleagues and, from Tour España and Mickey Travel. It's the most visited monument in Spain. It's World Heritage Site since 1984. And since it reopened last June after the pandemic, it has changed its way of visit. Now it's a much more efficient, not only for individuals, also for groups. And now it's assured that nobody's gonna miss any part of this beautiful, beautiful big palace and fortress. You can see the views of the mountain range behind with the snow capes. They are the highest mountain range in mainland Spain. And the other World Heritage Site we have is opposite the Alhambra, which is the Arabic neighborhood of Albaicín. The Albaicín was named World Heritage Site in 1994, and going to Albaicín is like traveling in time because the streets are exactly the same as they were in the Middle Ages during the Arab times of the Muslim king of Granada. Also, the viewpoints of the Albaicín are the most beautiful in the world. And the highest part of the Albaicín we will travel later on. But now I want to go to Malaga and ask Elena, what can we see there? Malaga, Elena?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Danny. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, Asia. Thank you very much for being here with us. So this is city of Malaga calling right now. So Malaga is one of the oldest cities in Europe, over 3,000 years of history. Phoenicians, Romans, and Arabs have left behind their cultural and monumental legacy in the city. And this rich mix of cultures apparent when from a single point, you can see Alcazaba here, you can see it on the photo. This is the Arab fortress from the Muslim period. And right on the foot of this Alcazaba, you can see Roman theater. And a few meters from there is the cathedral and Jewish quarter. So we can find in very small space a legacy of Moorish, Roman, Jewish, and Christian culture. And of course, if we are speaking about Malaga, we cannot forget Pablo Picasso, the son of Malaga. Today, there are several routes dedicated to Pablo Picasso. You can see the house where he was born, the church where he was baptized, and visit this museum, Picasso Museum, which is one of the most important private collection of Picasso, and this is the donation of his family. And with such important legacies, Pablo Picasso, Malaga has become a true city of museums. The city offers today more or less 40 museums and has consolidated itself as, I would say, leading destination for city tourism and the great cultural references of southern Spain. And from Malaga, we can travel to Seville. This is the beautiful city of Seville, the capital of Andalusia, which has also much to offer. That is right, Diego? Are you there?
Thank you, Elena. Yes. Well, we are watching now the cathedral with the minaret, with the Giralda Tower. You have to think that this is also World Heritage, by the way. We have 3 World Heritage buildings in Sevilla: the cathedral, the Royal Palace, which is the one that you can see here, the back of my back, and also the Archive of Indias, which is unique in its style. But again, coming back to the cathedral, if you see the tower, the minaret, that was made in the Islam period, as Isabel was telling you, in Cordoba. So what Christian made, it was so beautiful, this minaret, which is twin with the one that you can see in Marrakech, with the Curitilla. You can see that on top, we have put the bells. So it is a mixture of a style. It is a mixture of religion, we could say. And the 3 World Heritage buildings are in the same place, in the same square. So it's really easy and really convenient to see it. But we also have another monument, which is one of the most visited monuments. More than 2 million people go every year to see this monument, which is the Plaza de España. It's a gorgeous, an amazing building. So we have many options. So we have talked about the 10 World Heritage buildings and some others in Andalusia, falling with culture, falling with UNESCO. We also have one in heritage, in material World Heritage of the UNESCO, which is the flamenco. Nowadays, you can see flamenco even in your destination because there are many festivals that go around the world. You can see very good flamenco all over Spain, but you have to take into account that flamenco was born in Andalusia. So every single day of the year, you can see a very good flamenco performance in our region. Daniel from Granada is going to tell you one piece, which is an amazing one. But remember that in our fourth destination, you can see a very good flamenco. And now we go to some other cultural things that our colleague from Granada, Daniel, is going to tell you.
Exactly, because thank you, Diego. Not only we have flamenco, but in the four cities of Andalusian soul, we have all kinds of music and cultural expression of music. We have festival all year round, from January to December. Yes, you can pick a month, and you will find a beautiful and exciting festival. This one, for example, in this picture, is the International Music and Dance Festival in Granada that takes place between the months of June and July each year. This concert, for example, is a classical concert in the Alhambra, in the palace of Charles V. Just it's another way to visit our monuments, not only visiting, but also experimenting, living the monument. You can just imagine taking your group to this beautiful concert in a summer night in the south of Spain with the most beautiful moonlight we have. But it's not only in Granada we have beautiful and nice festivals. We can go to Cordoba and experience another type of music. Isa, what can you tell us?
Certainly, Danny. You know, we have this guitar festival in Cordoba. It's running 40th edition this year. So we have performances of international artists in historic sites, such as the Mosque Hall or also the Roman Bridge. We also have the White Night of Flamenco in the month of June, and performances here are taking place in small squares of the historic center. So it's kind of a more intimate festival. Then we have the Flamenco National Contest featuring every 2 years, and Cosmopoetic, which is a full week for poetry lovers in September. And we're talking much about music and performances. Someone's getting hungry? Yes, you have heard, of course, about Mediterranean diet. And one of main pillar is delicious, tasty, healthy olive oil. So you can enjoy in Cordoba, Michelin star, but you can also, the one featuring in our slide is a dish with influences of Muslim gastronomy. This is Noor, 2 Michelin star, but of course you can also enjoy centenary old taverns, and you can enjoy tapas al fresco in terraces all over the city. So many possibilities for having good food in Cordoba. But we proposing also some kind of food experiences, Diego?
Thank you, Isabel. Yes. Now, well, remember that apart from the flamenco, also the Mediterranean diet, it's World Heritage by the UNESCO. So what about if you have clients that want something different? Imagine here in Sevilla, we have in the market of Triana, which is the neighborhood opposite to the river Guadalquivir, we have this market. And in this market, we have a cooking workshop, which your clients can experience directly. I mean, they are going to cook the gazpacho, which is the typical dish from Cordoba. They are going to cook a rice. They can do the paella, and they will learn for the rest of their life. So once they come back, they could do for friends and family. So this is a unique experience, and it's in the period of time that you can lunch or dinner at any other place. So remember, this is a very interesting option, but we have an unbeatable option also in Malaga that is going to tell you, Elena.
Yes, that's right, Diego. Thank you. So in Malaga, the espeto de sardinas are simply, this is the Malaga's gastronomic treasure, and I would say the highlight of Malaga's cuisine. This is the skewered sardines are slowly cooked with the heat of the grills and the ashes in a small boat filled of sand. You can taste them only in the beach restaurant, and you have to eat it only with your hands. So please forget forks, forget any eating cutlery and so on. And for small groups, it is possible to organize a gastronomic experience, like, for example, sardines cooking workshops in a beach restaurant during the whole year round. And besides of that, we have another experiences, very interesting and particular and unique in Granada, I think so, right, Danny?
Yes, in Granada. We go back to Granada. After eating a lot in the 4 cities, you can do all the gastronomic experience, end up with some tapas in Granada, because Granada is the Spanish capital of the tapa. We have the best tapas in the country. We have to do some exercise, okay? We're gonna experience flamenco in a totally different way. This is Alhambra in Granada. I told you before that we were traveling back to the Albaicín. We are now in the highest part of this World Heritage Site neighborhood, which is called Sacromonte, which is the area of the flamenco and caves. In these shows called Zambras, the audience is so close to the dancer that you will be picked up and you will be dancing with the dancer, and there will be a totally unique experience that you can only experiment in Granada, and it's a mixture of excitement, exercise, culture that is unique in this city. But we're gonna travel to another unique experience, this time in Córdoba. Isabel, tell us more about.
Well, you know, patio is probably one of most intimate experiences you can have in Cordoba. These are private houses that will open to visitors, and you can enjoy the flowery, beautiful, colorful patio, courtyard. Patio is the name for courtyard. This is a contest taking place every year, 2 weeks in the month of May, and we are celebrating 100 year of this contest right in 2021. So it's an extra thing to do, not only to visit patio, but also you can enjoy for small groups, maybe a flamenco concert, or you can enjoy olive oil tasting. So there are many possibilities. Please take into account that patio are available not only 2 weeks in May, but private visits can be organized all year through. And for opener experiences, we have a very different scenario, right, Elena?
Yes, I think so, right. Yeah. All our cities, and Malaga particularly, have an extraordinary natural heritage and environment diversity that allows you to try a different kind of tourism and outdoors activities, from the sea to the mountain. City of Malaga, for example, faces the sea, that allows you to try any kind of sea and beach activities, such as sailing, kayaking, paddling, as you can see on the picture right now, during all year round. On the other hand, Malaga is the only city in Andalusia that has a natural park within the city that allows you to practice hiking, biking in the mountains. So in one single day, you can enjoy the natural park diversity and Mediterranean Sea atmosphere. And if we are talking about sports, I think we should not forget football. What would be Spain without football? And here in all our cities have something to offer as well, right, Diego? The specialist of football specialist?
Our sports
Yes,
specialist,
actually,
Diego,
yes,
go on.
Yeah, well, well, you have to remember that La Liga is the most important competition, we could say, I mean, not only in Europe, in the whole world, about talking about football. And we have very good teams on La Liga, and also on First Division, in Malaga, in Cordoba, in Granada, and in Sevilla. So every single weekend from August till June, you may have a football match. So if you are in one of the 4 destinations, or your clients are in one of the 4 destinations, they could see a football match. Even now, for example, Sevilla and Betis are in European competition. So even in Wednesday and Thursday, you also have, a football match. Remember that Sevilla FC won the Europe Cup with the advertising of Visit Malaysia on the T-shirt, and also every single of the 4 destinations have into the stadium a museum, which could be also very interesting visit. But again, we also have some unique experiences in the 4 destinations, but we are going to do to see the example of the one in Granada, Daniel.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna tell you about our Holy Week that takes place in end of March and beginning of April, depending on the calendar. And even though that you have processions, which is this thing you are seeing on your screen, all over Spain, the most beautiful ones are in Córdoba, Málaga, Granada, and Sevilla. Why is this so? Not only because our passion with Holy Week is only comparable to soccer, to football, it's because the landscape where the statues parade, it's the most beautiful and the most unique. Because, for example, on this picture, you can see the one that takes place on the Holy Saturday, which the Virgin Mary, which is a Christian symbol, passing opposite the Alhambra, the Gate of Justice. This is an splendid mixture of our heritage, of our culture, both Christian and Arab. But another thing which is very Andalusian, and is another Andalusian passion, is horses, and we're gonna hear it from Isa in Córdoba.
Certainly, Danny. For horse lovers, we have this magnificent building you can see in your slide. This is the historic royal stable, and that was the origin, the creation of the Spanish purebred in 16th century. So we have this beautiful, noble race of an animal that was created here in Córdoba centuries ago. You can enjoy a show of flamenco and horses dancing together, flamenco dancers and horses dancing together. It is amazing. It takes 1 hour and it's available right before dinner every day. So that's an option. And of course, if you like enjoying animals in freedom, you can visit stables, open air for bulls and horses. We arrange private visits, and it's only 10-minute drive from city center. So that's a very good option too. And well, these are a lot of experiences in Córdoba. Diego, I guess this is the end of our presentation.
Exactly. Well, let me tell you just to finish that you have to remember everything that we have talked very fast, that we have 10 World Heritage in the UNESCO buildings in our destination. Remember that we have the Mezquita, the city center, the patios, and Medina Azara in Córdoba. We have the Alhambra and the Albaicín in Granada. We have also the Cathedral, the Archive of India, and the Royal Palace in Sevilla, a part of the flamenco. And remember also that we have every single month, like Daniel was telling you, pick a month, and we have in February we have the Carnival, in March we have our Holy Week, the April Fair in Sevilla, in May you have the patios, in June you have the Culture International Festival in Granada, and also the White Night of Flamenco in Córdoba. In July you have the Guitarra Festival. In August you have the fair in Malaga. September you have the Biennial of Flamenco. So, I mean, you can pick a month, and every single month, it doesn't matter when your client comes to our destination. We always have something unique talking about culture, no? Also, with always the flamenco and some other things like the espetos, the gazpacho, the taverns that was telling my colleague Isabel. So please, whenever whatever you need, you have our website, Andalusian Soul, where you will have some information. You can, from there, you can take photos, you can take the videos, whatever you need, you have our contact. And thank you very much to Miki, to Tim, and to Monica in Tour Spain in Singapore to have this opportunity to arrive to you. So thank you very much, and I think that we now have a small video that I hope you like. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Andalusian Soul, for making this wonderful presentation of the 4 cities. And I am sorry, really, that it has to be me, the one that have to bring you out of this dream that we were having. But well, it's not a dream. It's not a dream. It's a possibility. So I have been seeing the questions you were asking about, sorry, I was trying to get here my computer. Okay, I am here. I have been seeing all your questions about visas, quarantines, can you travel from Indonesia? Yes, I'm gonna give you. It's going to be me, the one that is gonna give you, pull you out, as I said, of this dream and give you going to the nitty-gritty of traveling today to Spain. We are fully aware of how confusing it is right now, how complicated it is to travel. We need to think about the different tests, paperwork, apps, different requirements for each European country. So we have tried to make your job a little bit easier, and we have created a website with the most updated information, and we are going to take a look at it right now. Now, regarding the COVID situation and the COVID requirements to visit Spain, let's start by saying that Spain has adopted every safety protocol and health measure, so you can relax and sail Spain with no worries added. Spain is really ready for international travel. And in addition, the vaccination process in Spain is really well advanced, with more than 75% of the total population fully vaccinated. We're going to email you this presentation, but we have included here, our contact information, our social media address, our email address. Also, we have included what our office can do for you, what information we can provide, from networking, contact with suppliers from Spain, product updates, any graphic material you might need for your programs, websites, information about Spain, and of course, training and webinar. Let me give you this announcement that is just like the first announcement we do, is that in 2 or 3 weeks, we are going to launch our first Spain specialist training program for all travel agents. So, keep an eye on your email tray, because we will be sending you all the information, with all the advantages that being a Spain specialist can bring to you. Now, regarding traveling to Spain, very important. Spain updates the list of countries allowed to travel for tourism reasons every 7 days. So what I am saying right now and what is in this presentation and you are going to get in your inbox, it's good today, it's good this week, but it might be different from what I will be saying you next week or in our next webinar, because, the situation is very fluid and change very rapidly. So, always keep an eye, always check the websites we're going to give you so you can be updated as you need. Now, as of today, there are only 1 or 2 requirements to enter Spain as a tourist, depending on the country you are coming from. Now, every single traveler that is coming by air, doesn't matter where they are coming from, they need to fill up this health control form. Now, you can find the form online, or you can download the app. It's a very easy form, and you have to fill it up within the 48 hours before you arrive in Spain. You will be given a QR code that you have to present when you arrive in Spain, and you can present the QR code on paper or in your phone or any other electronic device. Now, if you or your customers are coming from Singapore, this is all you need to enter Spain. Now, the rest of the countries in Southeast Asia right now, and I insist, this is as of today, they are still considered as high-risk countries. This means that if your clients want to go to Spain on vacation from any of these countries and they are 12 years old and older, they need to be fully vaccinated. If they are younger than 12, they don't need to be vaccinated. And apart from being fully vaccinated, they need to prove it. They need to present a vaccination certificate. This certificate has to be provided by the competent authority in the country, and the vaccines accepted are the ones approved by the European medicine agencies and the World Health Organization. I mean, a few weeks ago, these vaccines were 6 of them. Pfizer, Moderna, Janssen, Sinovac, and some other. I don't remember right now. You have it in the presentation. But now the list is growing. So you also need to keep an eye on them. Now, also take into account that fully vaccinated means that the vaccination has been completed at least 14 days before the departure day. In this presentation, we have also included what the certificate needs to include for you to be admitted into Spain. So, quick recap, only 1 or 2 required documents. If you are coming from Singapore, only the health control form. And for the rest of the countries, the health control form and the vaccination certificate. Once you land in Spain, what is going to happen is that they are going to be taking your temperature. You are not going to realize they are doing it. They are going to check your documents. You have to present your QR code. They will scan it. And also there are people that are visually assessing, your health to check if somebody looks like kind of sick or, So, but the whole process is really fast. I mean, I can give testimony to that because I flew to Spain last month of July. So everything is very fast. Now, keep in mind when you are in Spain, that right now still there are some restrictions that can be different depending on the region you are traveling to. If your clients are traveling with Mickey Travel, they will keep you updated. We will answer all these questions about vaccinators later. So if your clients are traveling with Mickey Travel will be keeping you updated depending on the itinerary of the trip. But just in case you want to check it on your own, you can do it at our website. I will also go through the website in a minute, but this is how it will look like if you want to check different requirements by region. Like, for example, today we are going to Andalusia. We have been to Andalusia, so we go here, travel to Spain, we'll have circled the red, Andalusia gets highlighted, and then we go there. Restrictions in Andalusia, as you see, this was updated last week on the 6th of September, and it displays a menu. In that menu, you can check different types of restrictions. Like, for example, here for this example, I selected the healthcare information. Very interesting thing, very important thing for you and your clients is that, for example, Andalusia offers free coverage, free health insurance for any international traveler that gets sick with COVID while in Spain. So this is a very useful website where you can learn everything that is going on in Spain and what kind of safety measures you need to take. Now, apart from this, in Spain, the only protective equipment you are going to need is the mask. And masks are only mandatory when you are indoors or in public transportation. Also, if you are in the street and you cannot keep the 1.5 meter safety distance, you also need to put on your mask. But if you can keep this distance, you don't need the mask when you are outdoors. In case that your clients feel sick while traveling, they can contact the regional or local phone information helpline. Just for your peace of mind, it is good to know that in Spain, the emergency healthcare services are guaranteed, and that even some regions in Spain, as I just said, including Andalusia, provide free coverage to international travelers if they get sick with COVID while in Spain. All this information and much more and updated, you can find it in our website. So let me take you to this website. You can access our website from this address, travelsafedataspain.info, or if that is hard to remember, do not worry, because you go into our general website, spain.info. You can see the address there on the upper left corner, and then you click in the Travel Safe. Travel Safe, advice for traveling, safety, latest news. Now, this website covers the whole array of questions that your clients might have before, during, and after the trip. It basically has 3 menus. This is the main page as I come from, like I click there on the left, and this is where it brings me. And it has 3 menus. How can you travel safely? And where there it displays the useful information, transport, hotels, useful information. So from the checklist that you need to have completed before you leave, to tips to find COVID insurance. You also have infographics, depending on, you know, what kind of trip you take. Saying here, what kind of trip? Are you going skiing? Are you going to play golf? Nature, safety tips specifically for that. And what you need to know before, during, and after the trip. Now, I would like to point out that most of these recommendations are good, not only for traveling to Spain, but for traveling in general. So we encourage you to keep them in mind and send them to your clients regardless of the country they are traveling to, even if it's not Spain. And just to end up my presentation, let me know that so there's no confusion between the COVID requirements and the visa requirements. They are independent. So any country that needed a visa before COVID still needs a visa to go to Spain. So vaccination certificate, health control form is COVID requirements, and then still we have the requirements that we had before. And you can check all the questions regarding visa at the BLS centers, you know, in Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, and Thailand. These are the addresses. You probably know them by heart. We will be sending you this presentation. And just keep in mind that, you know, due to the current restrictions that are going on in all the countries, the visa process might have slowed down a little bit. You know, they are all coming back, even in Indonesia, where they just stopped for a little while. But, you know, it's going kind of slow still because of the restrictions. So I hope this information is useful to you. As I said before, our job is to support you, assist you. So please contact us with any requests, with any suggestions you might have. And I will see you in October because, you know, for the end of this presentation is going to be Bien Cortés, that you already know, the one that will be closing up. So I give the floor right now to Tim Dyer for some more information about Mickey's Travels itinerary in Spain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Monica. Just before you go, let me just bring you one or two questions because some of the people were asking for it. They're asking if people need to scan a QR code when they dine in at restaurants. Do they have that in Spain?
No, we don't have that in Spain. No.
Okay.
No, I mean, once you land in Spain, you don't have to show anything. You just need your vaccination certificate to go into the country. Once you are inside the country, you are not required to present anything anywhere. You just need to follow the rules that you will talk a little bit later, you know, about how many people can be in a restaurant and so on. But there's no need to show anything. No certificate, no QR codes, nothing. But it is recommended to download the app. You know, there's an app in case you get in contact with some people, but all of that is in our website, but it's just recommended.
And then there was one question, like if they've had a first dose with one type of vaccine and the second dose with a different type of vaccine, I guess it all depends upon the final vaccine certificate, what the name of the vaccine is on there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also keep in mind that this is new for everybody. So sometimes you have questions, and this question might take a little while to answer because they are new cases. I mean, they are new cases. I talk about new cases, and we are talking new cases of COVID. No, it's like the first time that this, you know, this situation presents itself. So yes, if you have a completed certificate from your country with any of the vaccines approved by the European Agency or World Health Organization, you will be allowed to enter Spain. Okay. And also, you know, there are people that only have one shot because they had COVID. So that also, you know, when you have that complete, you know, there are lots of cases, but when you have the complete certificate, you're good to go.
Okay, that's good. And I believe Spain is generally open, right, for travelers from Southeast Asia, subject to getting a visa from the visa providers, I believe, yeah?
You need to, I mean, if you have your visa, as you had to have before COVID, if you have your visa, and then from Singapore, you fill out your health control form, and from the rest of the countries, you have the certificate, the vaccination certificate, you are full vaccinated, you are free to go. So there's no quarantine when you arrive, there's nothing. Just, you know, your vaccination certificate, your health control form, you're good, your visa, you're good to go.
Okay. So basically, provided people can get the visa, they can go to Spain at the moment.
If they are vaccinated, yes.
The vaccination and the certification to go with that. Okay, that's cool. And then there was one question actually for Diego, if Diego wouldn't mind coming back on his camera about flamenco and the history of flamenco. Somebody was asking about the history of flamenco. I believe I've heard that it's from the gypsy tribes that came to Europe in the Middle Ages from India or Asia, right? And they brought the guitar and the flamenco with them. What's the history of flamenco, Diego?
Well, if someone wants to know about the history of flamenco, I think that the best that they can do is to come to the Flamenco Dance Museum that we have in Sevilla, because the flamenco, it's there are you have to think that they are gypsies, as you said. They come from India, but they have mixture of many other places. Like for example, from Crete, 2,000 years ago, they have the crotalos, which is the beginning of the castanets. I mean, with the fingers, no. But the flamenco, as we know nowadays, I mean, an entertainment for people, is around from the beginning of the 20th century. In the 20s, I mean, they start to amuse to the people. Then they came what we call the café cantante. What it was a place to amuse people. And then it changed to nowadays the tablaos. The tablaos, what we have now in our destination, have more than 50 years. No? But yes, for example, in Granada, you have the cakes. So you still can see a flamenco in a cake. But there are many things. You have to see that the flamenco is something quite different, because you have to think that the flamenco, it is not like, like the fado, like any other music, because we have from sad songs, like we have what we call palos. It's like different styles. So we have from the soleá, which is it means loneliness. So it's really hard. It's really, I mean, it's a pity of someone, no? To the opposite of in dancing, which is the alegría, the joy, or the bulería, which is also very joyful, or the fin de fiesta, which is the ending of the flamenco, no? And also, for example, we have one here in Sevilla, which is called Sevillanas, and exactly the same in Malaga, they have the Malagueñas. So we have different styles into the flamenco, and if we go back to history, yes, it's more than 2,000 years, and you have to think that we have, I mean, even in South America, for example, when we conquered America 500 years ago, we have those that came to America and they took the rhythm of the black people that they were coming from Africa. So, and it was dancing that we call the ida y vuelta. So the dancing that went to America and came back changed. So we have the guajira, which is another style. So we have many things. I mean, we could be talking about the flamenco history.
I think so, yeah. But what I believe is that Sevilla is really the home of flamenco, and it's the most important place for flamenco in the world. So hopefully many people will come to Sevilla to experience it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Well, everybody, I'm going to now pop along and do my presentation to show you how we can actually travel around to all of these wonderful destinations. So hold on a moment whilst I share my screen. Hold on a minute. Okay, coming through. Right, so itineraries. What I'm thinking is everybody from Southeast Asia will come to the region by flying internationally to Madrid. That is quite the way that most of us will come. So of course, when you've arrived in Madrid, you'll need to have a full day there and a rest to recover from your international journey. So with Madrid, of course, you can have entrance and views of the Royal Palace, the Plaza Mayor, and the Cibeles Fountain. For art lovers, you can also take a look at the Prado Museum. And this is obviously where you're going to find a lot of the Renaissance artworks, including even a replica of the Mona Lisa. Next up, of course, you can take a walk around the Paseo del Prado and the Tierra Park areas, which have just recently become UNESCO World Heritage because of their historical importance. After lunch, take an excursion out to Toledo, which is, of course, another medieval fortress city with its cathedral and Alcazar. And here, of course, you can enjoy very Instagrammable and beautiful places before coming back to Madrid for your preferred choice of restaurant and cuisine and overnight at hotel. So from Madrid, we're going to go southwards, 394 kilometers to Cordoba with a long distance bus. Actually, this will take more like 5.5 hours because bus is a little bit slower than cars. So you'll arrive after lunch or around lunchtime, 1 o'clock, 1:30, and you'll be able to take a quick lunch and then enjoy a full afternoon sightseeing tour, including entrance to the spectacular UNESCO World Heritage Monument, Mezquita, and the Caliphal city, Medina Azahara. So as you can see here, beautiful decoration within this building. And in fact, a night tour is also possible at the Mezquita, which can actually give you a more special atmosphere. And, you know, if you want to factor that into your itinerary for an evening tour of the Mezquita, this would be also recommended. And for photographers, you can take a walk through the city highlights, including the Patio de los Naranjos and the Calea de los Flores, or the Alley of Flowers. I think my Spanish colleagues can correct my pronunciation later. And of course, we can also take dinner at one of the fantastic local restaurants, and the local specialty recommended in Cordoba actually is the traditional oxtail. So moving along from Cordoba, we go southeast to Granada, which is 204 kilometers. And we can arrive in time for an early lunch, and then we can have a full day afternoon or a full afternoon's tour, including the UNESCO World Heritage Generalife, Albaicin, and Alhambra Palace. And this will give you a taste of the quality of life for the former Nasrid Moorish rulers in the Middle Ages, the Muslim period. Many things to see here, beautiful photographs, Instagrammable memories to be taken and shared with all your friends back home. In the afternoon, you continue to walk through all of these medieval streets, or we could even send you up to the snow-filled mountains of the Sierra Nevada to take a picture of the beautiful snow scenery. Here we would recommend dinner at a halal or a Chinese restaurant and an overnight. So continuing onwards, we would go west and south down to Malaga. And this is 125 kilometers, not too long, maybe 3 hours, 2.5 hours by long distance bus. And we would arrive in time, and we can have a tour including the Malaga Cathedral, the Roman Theatre, and the Alcazar Fortress. So very picturesque and, you know, visually beautiful and dramatic for your photo albums. And then there's time to take a promenade along the Mediterranean Sea. You can actually try the very recommended Malaga sardine skewers. As you can see, they look pretty yummy. I personally can't wait to try it myself because I'm a fan of seafood barbecue as well. So Malaga sardine skewers recommended as a delicacy here. And in the afternoon, you can either go out to the shopping outlet nearby, which it's possible, and pick up your clothes and those items that you like to buy when you're traveling to Europe, or we can simply take more time to enjoy this beautiful Mediterranean port city with its beautiful views. From Malaga, we're going to keep driving along the coast past Mijas and then hop along to Seville via Ronda. So leaving, it's basically a 258 kilometers journey up to Ronda and then on to Seville. And we'll stop off at Mijas, which is where you can have an orientation tour, marvel at the beautiful streets and dwellings that overlook the sea. As you can see, very beautiful colored I mean, I wouldn't call it Santorini in terms of those kind of colors, but it's close. And it's one of those places that's very Instagrammable again. Maybe even take a time to have a little coffee in a coffee shop here. And then we drive on the way to Seville and we stop at Ronda. Ronda, we can appreciate this spectacular views of its stone bridge, the Puente Nuevo, which spans over a very deep gorge. So this is something, again, with a very beautiful, Instagrammable and attractive view. And then we continue onwards to Sevilla, the capital of Andalusia, for dinner and overnight. So on the final day in Andalusia, we're going to have full day sightseeing in Sevilla. This is where we're going to see the UNESCO World Heritage Royal Alcazar of Seville, which was a royal palace built on what was once a Muslim fortress. We continue onwards with entrance to the UNESCO World Heritage Cathedral and Giralda Tower. It used to be the minaret of the Great Mosque of Andalus. And yeah, the rest of the day you can take time to appreciate this beautiful Moorish and Christian city with all of its architecture and vibrant culture and life. And for dinner, we would strongly recommend you try the flamenco dinner show before your overnight hotel. As we mentioned earlier, Sevilla is really the capital of the world when it comes to flamenco. It's also the capital of Andalusia as well. And finally, we're then going to pop back to Madrid because, of course, you need to take your international flight out. And here we're going to take an AVE high-speed train to Madrid. It's a total of 390 kilometers, but we'll do it in 2.5 hours. So we can arrive in Madrid in time for lunch. And obviously this gives us the chance to do some last-minute shopping in the famous El Corte Inglés department store. And finally, of course, you can have dinner at the restaurant preference of your choice, whether that be halal or Chinese or local, and overnight at hotel. And on the last day, day 8, you can return to your home country with some fantastic memories. Now, I'm seeing some questions coming through. Let me see. People would like to have some recordings and so on. Okay, yes, we can do that. And there were some questions about what the travel arrangements are. So let me just close that a second. So in Spain, unlike the rest of Europe, it's quite liberal for the travel arrangements in the COVID period. So this is why we think Spain is really perfect for a mono destination itinerary, because within Spain, there are no limits for passengers on coaches. You can sit next to each other. Of course, wearing a mask is compulsory. All the coaches are cleaned daily. Obviously, the air is renewed every 2 minutes by the air conditioning systems, and the hand sanitizing gel is available. So it is possible to have a nice group tour around Mono Spain, sitting together on the coach, and everything is taken care of. Of course, wearing a mask is compulsory on the coach. And coming to the restaurant, wearing a mask is also compulsory, except when eating or drinking. And also the passengers per table are also limited, so they don't have too many busy, crowded restaurants. So the restaurant will lay out the seating according to the rules, and there'll be 1.5 meters distances between tables. And sharing dishes will not be served for Chinese restaurants anymore. So you're looking at making sure that following the COVID rules at the restaurants, but it will keep everybody safe and feeling comfortable. And of course, the food quality is very, very well in Spain. It's one of the best places to eat in Europe, and certainly very, very open and waiting for our groups and our travelers. And finally, at the monuments, wearing masks is also compulsory. There may be limitations of passengers per group, and it depends upon the museum. So I reckon when you book these items, once we get the confirmations back from the monuments, they'll probably give us the details about what the rules are. And then, of course, we would then inform the travel agents accordingly. And yes, of course, don't be surprised if there's the temperature measurement at the entrance to some of these restaurants. Again, this is quite common now in Asia as well, so it's no problem. It's keeping everybody safe. Okay. And certainly, please contact our team for further information about recommended itineraries. And actually, what I'd like to point out here as well is that Mickey Travel Asia is also promoting Two Can Go brochures and itineraries, including Mono Spain itinerary as well. So our team will be sharing this out with you with the materials that we're sending out today, so you can have a look at and basically enable some of your couples and mini group passengers to travel together and enjoy this wonderful, fantastic destination. So everybody, I hope you've all had a very enjoyable, informative webinar so far. We're going to be doing the quiz at the end, and also Vienne will also be speaking too. But before I go down there, I just want to catch some of your feedback about your plans for Spain tourism. And I'm just going to launch the polling now with a few questions. So has your company sent travelers to Spain before 2019? If you could just please let me know, give me a yes or a no. Excuse my typo. Okay, so it's very good to see a lot of you have actually sent travelers to Spain before in the past. Fantastic. Okay, excellent, excellent. That's excellent. All right. And then the next question I have for you is, will you be sending and selling and promoting Spain in the future from 2021 onwards? Oh, brilliant. Look at that, everybody. A lot of people are going to be selling and promoting Spain for the future. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay. My third question, what type of travelers will you be sending? You can click more than one option on this one. So there's a significant number of leisure groups there, but also incentive groups, also mini groups. So yeah, Mickey Travel, we can, and Spain Tourism, we can really help you with the information that you need and also the itineraries that you need for these. Fantastic. Penultimate question. Out of all the destinations that you've seen today, which ones will you be offering to your travelers? So you can offer more than one: Cordoba, Malaga, Granada, Sevilla, Ronda as a stop off. So Sevilla is really getting a lot of interest, but actually also I can see there Cordoba and Granada, even Malaga has got some interest as well. This is very good. And then the final question, does this webinar inspire you to promote and sell Andalusia, Spain? Oh, thank you very much. There's a lot of yeses and a few no's. So no is around 4%, and yes is 96%. Okay, great stuff. All right. Well, thank you very much for taking part in my polling. Now I'm going to go to the quiz, because I know you've all been waiting for the quiz. So hold on a second whilst I go to my quiz questions. Okay. And before I do that, let's talk about the prizes. What prizes do we have today? Okay. I've got 4 prizes today. The first 2 prizes are €50 worth of shopping voucher for a online shop in your country. So our team would be in touch with you. We would convert that 50 euros into the local currency of your country and give you an online shopping voucher. So we've got 2 of those. Then we've got the Granada card. So the Granada card supplied by Granada Tourism includes entrances to the Alhambra and Tenerife, the Cathedral, the Royal Chapel, Monastery of San Jerónimo, Monastery of La Cartuja, the Science Park Museum, the House of Zafra, and the Cuarto Real de Santo Domingo, plus some bus tickets as well, 9 bus tickets. So you can really, bring your traveler and enjoy something here with that prize. And then prize 4, we've got a choice of either the equestrian show, so tickets for 2, at the equestrian show, Passion and Duende of the Andalusian horse at the Royal Stables, or a night's visit to the Mosque Cathedral El Alma de Cordoba, so the soul of Cordoba. So there's 4 prizes there that we're going to have. Basically going to give you 3 prizes first, and then Bien is going to give us her message, and after that we will have the final quiz question. As everybody knows, with the quiz, I will read the question, and then after that, please put the answer in the chat box. Kathy will help me to pick the winner. And of course, what I want to see is your name, your company name, the city that you're in, and then the answer, okay? So I hope you're all ready out there with your fingers on the buttons, and we will start the quiz now, okay? What is the capital city of Andalusia? Go. Okay, Kathy, do you find a winner out there?
Definitely.
There's a lot of
I have answers coming in now, but the first one I see with the correct one is Tassani K from EM Tour, Bangkok, and her answer is correct with Sevilla. Congratulations, Tassani.
Kolkumana Kab. That's really nice to hear that somebody from Thailand has won the prize there. And by the way, just to let everybody know, you can only win 1 prize. So once you've won a prize, please let's share with the others, okay? So well done. Congratulations, Kuntasani Hub. Next question I have for question number 2, which is also for the 50 euro shopping voucher. What delicacy or food do we recommend you try in Malaga? Go. People starting to answer, Kathy?
Do you want the complete one, right?
Yeah, I'd rather have the complete answer, yeah?
Let me see. I'm looking for
You were sardines or sardines skewer?
Oh, okay, got it. A lot of them have answered sardines only. So there are plenty of type of sardines. Sardines in the can can also be. So no, we're not looking for that. Yes, we are looking for the sardine skewer. So we have our correct one here. Miss Zara Onglao, Journeys of Faith, Philippines, with her answer, sardine skewer.
Wonderful. Well, I hope we all get to travel there and try them, because I saw the picture and I'm hungry when I look at it. Okay, so well done to that lady. Fantastic. Okay. The third question before I pass to Vienne, and this is for the Granada card. Okay, so everybody's got their fingers on the buttons. Where in Andalusia do you find the Albaycin district, formerly known as the Albaycin in Muslim times? Go. There must be a lot of answers to this one, I would say. So is anybody lucky to have won this one?
Yes. I can already see one, but your name is not complete, huh? Or is you want the complete name, right?
Well, if they've got their name, their company name, and their city and the answer, that would be great. If it's just the first name and not the full name, First name's okay.
Okay, I got it now from Ang of United Muslim Tours of Jakarta with the correct answer, Granada.
Fantastic. Okay, Terima kasih, Pak. That was a very, very nice answer for you there. Okay, so before I come to the final question, I'm just going to pass across to Bien Cortez to give us a few words. Hi, Bien.
Hello.
All right, let me spotlight you as well. Great. Here you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hola a todos. We've come to the almost final part of the first of 4 series of webinars for year 2021. Terima kasih kerana menunggu bahagian pembentangan saya hari ini. Thank you so much for waiting until the end and enjoying the quiz questions from Tim Dyer. I just wanted to correct him. He's very British. He mispronounced the monastery of La Cartuja. Daniel will be correcting you on that. Okay. All right. I'm here to summarize what we have done for this afternoon's presentation. I'd just like to remind all of you what are the advantages of selling Spain post-pandemic. You can do it this year or maybe next year. Hopefully we will be out of this long unwanted guest of ours, the COVID-19. So number 1, Spain, as you know, has the best climate for all reasons. We have the best weather as well. Why do I say that? When you travel to Spain, even during winter time, you do not need to pack so many winter clothes. That's point number 1, okay? The sun rises in Spain even during winter time. The temperature is very conducive for Southeast Asian travelers of all ages. Point number 2, the diversity of our product offers, as you have witnessed this afternoon, no 2 regions in Spain offer the same products and services. We have the different places of Seville, Cordoba, Granada, and Malaga. You heard the 4 presenters this afternoon, all from Andalusia. As you all saw from their presentation, not one place or not one province or city is offering the same things. So therefore, we encourage you please to offer a Mono Spain program. First and foremost, it's because with the pandemic, with the COVID-19 nowadays in our lives, we take away the complexity of many requirements of different countries. So on that note, sorry, we really encourage you to do Mono Spain, as some of you have already been doing for some years. Third point, why is Spain a good product to offer for your travelers? We have the most comprehensive transport system in comparison with other countries within Europe. We have the best train network. If you are in Madrid, if you only have a few days, if your travelers only have a few days in Spain, if they are in Madrid, they can easily travel by AVE, the high-speed train into Andalusia. You can even reach 2 places from Madrid. The train to Seville passes Cordoba, or even if your traveler is coming from Barcelona, they can also take an AVE transport onto Madrid only for 2 hours, 30 minutes, and then continue to Andalusia. So whether it's by air transport, if they still want to combine Spain, for example, with Morocco or Portugal or France, they can still travel by air transport and combine Spain with their other destinations. Then the third point, the fourth point, we are the only country in Europe with 15 World Heritage Places, as Diego has highlighted in their presentation earlier. There are 10 World Heritage Monuments. There's a difference between the two, because what I mean by 15 World Heritage Places is that 3 of these 15 World Heritage Places are in Andalusia. You have Baeza, Úbeda, and Cordoba. All of these 3 places are included in the legacy of Al-Andalus, and they're actually also included in the route of the Caliphate and the route of the Nasrids. Both of these 2 routes are very cultural in nature. Fifth point, Spain is quite strategically located in terms of its geography. Visiting Spain is like walking inside the history book. because Spain has experienced different periods in the civilization of the world. And the sixth point is that this is very interesting. Spain is quite photogenic, very picturesque, very Instagrammable, as all of you have Instagram accounts. Each window and each door in Spain is a photograph. All of you know this point. If you want selfies, groupies, it's always good on Instagram, on social media, on your Facebook, and on YouTube if you have YouTube channels for your companies. The last point, and not the least, last but not the least, we have the best euro-dollar value for your passenger to be spent in Spain. Why do I say this? Because as most of you are aware, we have the highest percentage of VAT refund value, and Spain does not even require a minimum spend for your travelers when they go shopping. As our director, Monica, has emphasized in her presentation, as she guided you on the requirements that are needed during post-COVID, and even for this year during COVID-19, there are two very important things to check, specifically for those countries in Southeast Asia that requires a Schengen visa. Always check the requirements from BLS. You all know how to do that because requirements may change without prior notice, for example. And the website to remember is www.travelsafe.spain.info/en for English. Now, before I pass the mic to Team Dyer, I also would like to remind all of you that after this, we have 3 more webinars. So please mark your calendars, 14th of October, 11th of November, and 16th of December. So we can see all of you again as we go through different products and services that we can offer in Spain. Now, we will be showing you a very beautiful video of Cordoba. We have our guest travel agents for this afternoon. Some of you are from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. I'm sure as a World Heritage Monument, the Mezquita, or the 3rd largest mosque in the world, which is in Cordoba, is quite important for your travelers to experience. So in that video, you will see a unique experience as you see the different features and parts of the Mezquita. Once again, just a reminder, it's a World Heritage Monument, and each step is like a step in history. Then those gates that are closed will be opened for your vision for this afternoon. So once again, I'd like to thank all of you. I'd like to commend each one of you for being resilient, for being determined. Thank you so much for fighting for our industry. That's very much appreciated. We are the only ones who can do that. And just keep on fighting. We will be out of this altogether. There's no way on this situation but to be out because it's been too long. So let's join our hands together by reminding our passengers of the most important things to do and check when they travel. So we hope to welcome all of you in Spain very soon. Terima kasih, sheshe, kopkungka, salamat, daghang salamat for all the travel agents from Cebu. Sin kamunzat nyo for our Vietnamese travel agents who joined us this afternoon. So I'll pass you on now to Team Dyer for the 4th question, for the 4th quiz question for this afternoon. See you guys soon.
Thank you very much, Vienne. Oh, by the way, there was one more question. Maybe Vienne, you can answer this one. If the tour wants to do an excursion to Andorra from Barcelona and go across the border and back, is this something that you would know of, the rules and regulations for that, or is it something we can contact and follow up later?
You have to contact Mickey Travel for the Andorra rules because so, we are only able to give you rules and requirements of entry into Spain, but not really Andorra.
Okay,
yes.
So and if you're coming back from Andorra across the border, there's a question, right? So anyway,
if they're coming from Andorra, things may be different. As Monica, our director, has reminded, please, all of you travel agents and colleagues, earlier in her presentation, the requirements that we told you today are different next week. or even tomorrow. So things change without prior notice. So we encourage you to please check our website, www.Spain travel, the health travel safe, www.spain.info. There's a part there on the left side that you can click the logo, or you can go direct www.travelsafe.spain.info/en. That's the website to check.
And so what I would recommend that agent to do is contact Mickey Travel for the quotation, ask them to check. They'll check with Madrid office, who can check the border situation, because you also have to bear in mind if you're going to France or if you're going to Portugal, there's also the border situation as well.
Okay, can I say something? Sorry, can I interrupt? This is Monica again. Yes, regarding Andorra right now, people traveling to Andorra needs to go through France or through Spain, applying the rules of each country. So you're coming in ferry from Spain, but I mean, double check this. You will need also the same thing, your vaccination certificate to go into Andorra, and then your vaccination certificate to come back from Andorra. But double check just in case. But in theory, this was a few weeks ago. So check it again, double check.
That's great. Straight from the live representative there. Fantastic. Okay. So right now, I'm just going to pop along to the last question of our quiz. Okay. So let me just share my screen one more time. Okay. So the next question is coming up. I'm going to scroll down to it. So make sure that the audience, you have all your fingers ready by the triggers of the button so that you can answer the question. Okay, everybody? Right. Where in Andalusia can you experience the following activities? The Festival of the Patio, the show with the dancing horses, and a visit to the third largest mosque in the world. Go. So Kathy, again, we're looking for the person's name, their agent name, the city name, and the answer, which in this case is Cordoba.
All right, so the first one to answer after you said go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You can scroll up there and find the first person to answer. It's okay.
All right. This should be Elisa. The first one to answer is Elisa Mascardo of Unilink Travel, Makati. And the answer is Cordova.
Super job. That's fantastic. Wonderful. So for all those that have won the prizes, do contact the salespersons for you. Give them your contact details, and we will arrange the shopping vouchers, also the Granada card, and also the ticket for one of those two activities in Cordoba. So thank you very much, everybody, today for coming. We've really enjoyed showing you Andalusia. We really want to see you all, sending your travelers to Andalusia and Spain. Mickey Travel is ready to help with itineraries. Spain Tourism is ready to help with images, pictures, and anything you need to market this destination to your customers. Okay, so terima kasih, Kokun Kab Shesheni Gam Salamat, and I hope I haven't forgotten anybody's language there. So thank you very much. Wishing you all well and having a wonderful day. Okay, thank you very much. Now for Cordoba video.